with a little bit of delay going live here today. We're having some lighting issues, but we've changed locations and I think this is gonna work out okay for us today. We are going to be talking about oils and oil viscosity today. So what is viscosity? It's basically how thick an oil is. Some oils are very runny. When you go to drip them out of the bottle, they come out no problem. Other oils are super viscous, and whenever you're trying to get those oils to come out of the bottle, it is like waiting for molasses to drip. It just takes so long. It's so difficult, and you think, what am I doing wrong? So, hello, my name is Angela Weber. I'm an independent distributor with Young Living Essential Oils, and today we're going to be talking about getting the drops out without getting the germs in. So, we have our essential oil bottles, and we often only need one drop of oil because our oils are so potent. Oftentimes we just need one drop. And so that one bottle of oil, whether it's a 15 ml bottle that has about 80 to 100 drops, or a 5 ml bottle that has 80 to 100 drops, or a 15 ml bottle that has 250 to 300 drops, those bottles can be around for a long, long time. So we just want to keep the surface of our oils, the little reducer cap surface, we just want to keep it as clean as we can to keep our oils as uncontaminated as we can. So how can we do that? All right, so what I want to show you here is, first of all, when you take the cap off of your bottle, I have AromaGlide here. When you take the cap off your bottle, our bottles aren't just open because it'd be really hard to pour out one drop at a time. So they have what's called a reducer cap on them. And when you look at this reducer cap, you see a big old hole in the middle. And so it's natural to think, okay, that's where the oil comes out. So I just need to get my oil to come out of that hole. Actually, that hole is where the air goes in, and the place where the oil goes out, now see, I'm not gonna be able to find it here. It's a really tiny hole. I don't even know if we can find it here, on the outside. So you'll be able to find it. It's easier to see in bottles where I already dipped it, and so I have a little oil around there, so it's making it hard for us to see it. But anyway, that big hole is where the air goes in, and then there's a little tiny hole, and that's where our oils come out. So whenever you want to get a drop of oil out of your bottle, really you just need to turn it sideways, and if that oil doesn't start coming out, just slowly rotate your bottle, and eventually the little hole where the oil comes out will make its way to the bottom and you'll get a drop out. All right, so it's as easy as that. Then you can apply your oil, rub it, use it topically. AromaLife, I like to apply that one over my heart. Okay, so that brings us to another question. We're talking about how we want to keep the surface of our oils clean. We don't want to be touching it. We don't want to be going and touching it onto our skin when we put our oils on. But what about roll-ons, right? So we have roll-ons. I have two here. I have Tranquil. Awesome for bedtime. Love to rub this on my my wrists and my neck at nighttime, as well as my 9-year-old son. This is kind of a regular thing that we do. And then there's also Stress Away, and I got this because I'm using it as perfume now. That's my daily perfume, is my Stress Away roll-on. So what about these? Well, the thing with the roll-ons is our roll-ons are pre-diluted, so they're already mixed with the carrier oil. They already have a little roller ball on there, so it's really easy to just roll them on and use them that way. You can toss them in your bag. They're great. But these roll-ons are meant for you to be using them. So if you're regularly using your Stress Away and your Tranquil, your Deep Relief, then it's going to be okay. Your oils are not going to go bad, as you would say. If you're regularly using them, you're going to use them up before there would be time for that to happen. Okay, so now that we're talking roll-ons, that kind of leads us to another thing. If you have a premium starter kit, if you're a wholesale member with Young Living, you probably got started with a premium starter kit, and in that kit, behind the oils, when you lift up that little ribbon and take out your oils, you're going to see a little bonus. You're going to see a bonus Stress Away back there, some Ningxia Red packets, and you're also going to see a roll-on cap. So how do you get the roll-on cap onto the bottle that you want to use it? You don't have to touch the top. You don't have to dig it off with your fingers. What you do is take your cap off, and you actually use your cap to take off that reducer cap. So you just kind of set it on there and use it to pry it off, and it comes off really easily. And then you can put your roller bottle back on, the roller ball cap, and then that roller cap also came with a different lid. So let me show you that. So what I did was I took an old Northern Lights black spruce from our farm up in Canada, and I made a man blend for my husband. It is literally called man blend. And so I put things like cedarwood and Valor, and there's Idaho blue spruce, Idaho blue spruce, Northern Lights black spruce. I just put some, manly oils in there and made a little blend for him to use, kind of like a cologne. And then I took off, well, I had to take off the reducer cap to get them all in there. And then I put the little roller cap on. Now, if you want it, you only get one in your kit, but Young Living sells them. You can buy 10 of these with the caps for $10. So you can add that to your next order. And it's great. It's a great way to reuse your bottles. Then you're not having to buy more glass bottles, roller bottles. You can just reuse your old, essential oil bottles. And then also I like to use when, let's say I'm making a sleepy time blend, I would put that in an old lavender bottle. If I'm making a blend maybe to make a serum for my face, I would put that in an old frankincense bottle. So I try to put my blends in a bottle that had an oil that is actually in that blend. Okay, but here, a word of warning, and this does happen. So my husband, he's a man, right? Men, they just like to, everything is, I don't even know what, everything is a little stronger with men, I guess, but you can see that he cracked the lid of this because he was just tightening it too hard. So, just gently tighten your caps and that shouldn't happen. But yeah, people do sometimes post caps that are cracked and they're like, oh, what happened to my bottle? What did I do? Well, you just gotta be gentle. You put it on until it's nice and snug, but you don't need to over tighten it or it is going to crack your caps. One last thing, I don't know if you see that I have an AromaLife sticker on here. Now, when you get your AromaLife or whatever oil you get, it's not going to have a sticker on top. But when you get all your oils and you put them in your drawer or you put them in a box or you put them in a tray on your counter and you need that one oil, I mean, you're like picking up. And like, where is my lavender? Where's my vetiver? So it's really helpful whenever you have these little stickers, and you can get these also, I think they're like $3 really. And it's a sticker for just about every oil that they have, and you can put them on the top, and they have some extras for things that people tend to have a lot of, like lavender and stuff like lemon and peppermint and stuff like that. Okay, so one thing I forgot to talk about, I'm just realizing I forgot that. So we talked about how easy it is to get oils that are not very viscous out. You just turn, tip and turn and roll. But then there's those oils like vetiver that just are so stubborn. So what can you do to get your vetiver out to help speed that process along? Because vetiver is one, I like to use it in a focus blend for using after school. I'll actually put a link to that blend in the comments below, but I like to use it in a focus blend after school. I also most recently have been using vetiver along with Tranquil on my wrist at night, and I like to give that also to my son at night, rub that onto our wrist. So, we switch up what we use, but right now it's Tranquil and vetiver is what we're using on our wrist at night. Okay, so how do you get vetiver out? Okay, you're either gonna think this is really tacky or really brilliant, but I learned from a friend, you can actually put vetiver in your bra and it'll kind of warm it up, or you can just put it in your hands and you can rub your hands together. But doing that warms it up and makes it a little bit more, a little bit less viscous so that you can get it out. So here's vetiver. I think they actually made the hole. I mean, call me crazy, but when I looked at the hole for this, see how you can actually see it up there? I think they might have made the vetiver hole a little bit bigger. They may have done that for us to help us out. So anyway, vetiver, just warm it up, rub it between your hands or whatever you need to do to warm it up. And find that little hole, put the hole at the bottom, and eventually you're gonna get a little drop out of there. I have to admit though, my vetiver, I do tap it right onto my wrist because it's so hard to get it out. But I shouldn't. I should be more patient. Okay, I hope that was helpful. This is our first of 5 Facebook Lives. We are doing oils uncomplicated. If you're like me, if it's complicated, you're just not gonna do it. So let's just uncomplicate things this week. We're doing hashtag oils uncomplicated. And I look forward to sharing with you tomorrow another quick tip, and I'll see you then. Have a great day. Bye.